Hey you guys, it's Into the Stars. We, of course, found this coin underneath Obama's foot from iPetGoat, and I've done a series of videos on it, but now we're going to go into a little bit more detail. We're going to unpack this and find out exactly what is going on. We're going to relate it back to the Russian novel, The Little Golden Calf, which was completed in 1930 and 1931. So, I took a closer look at Panikovsky. Now the first thing I want you to notice is that the name Panikovsky. Now interestingly, in the novel, the I changes to a Y in certain spellings, so it's sky. And as you can see, that could be considered panic over the sky. We're going to look at this figure here. Now again, this is a monument that was dedicated to this particular character from the novel The Little Golden Calf. Notice the straw hat, some close-ups. Here's his foot. And remember, there's a coin under the foot, which matches the coin under the foot we just saw. This is a Russian novel that this character monument was dedicated to. I want you to look underneath the foot here. Someone took a mirror, shined it underneath the foot, and they're doing this hand gesture. Okay, this hand gesture is actually the fig sign, and it is made by placing the fingers around the thumb, having your thumb come up in between your index finger and your middle and your pointing finger. Okay, now this gesture is considered a good luck charm in certain cultures, but in others, such as Russia, which is where this monument is from, it's considered an obscene gesture. Okay, just want to give you a little background on that. Now you notice the man had a straw hat. We saw these images of Barack Obama wearing a straw hat. These images were taken from 1980, exactly 33 years ago. I thought that was interesting of note to bring forward to your attention. Now, this is the book that that character was from, and this is the cover of the book. And as you're going to notice, it's all Illuminati. He's wearing a striped blazer, and also you see the number 25 on this dumbbell, or whatever this thing is here. We identified 25 petals on the lotus flower for my pet goat. This picture, 25 petals on this flower. We identified Christmas as the date. We're trying to call out the counting of the elements in the lotus flower. So it's interesting that we have the 25 on this dumbbell of the cover of, and look at, there's money on the ground here. You can almost be stepping on that as well. There's money in the suitcase. Now we're going to take a look back at page 190, where we see a reference to the comet. We're going to get into some more detail with this. It's pretty fascinating. They mention a comet, as I brought out in previous videos, and you seem to get an analogy that I think you're going to find very interesting. He says, night, night, night. Now, a few of you have brought to my attention that this could be the 3 days of darkness, and at first I thought, oh, that's possible, but we need more. Well, as I started to read this over and over again, it was apparent to me that this was describing the analogy of the universe. Now read with me through this and bear with me, okay? Because until you actually think of it in these terms, this doesn't really make sense. Night, night, night lay over the land. In the port of Chernomorsk, cranes were turning smoothly. Okay? dropping steel slings into the foreigner's deep holds, and turning again. Okay, turning is like orbits, right? To release pine crates of machinery for the Kharkov tractor factory onto the wharf with a mother cat's loving care. A pink flame roared like the tail of a comet out of the silicates factory. So we are told that comets come from the Oort cloud, right? So this is kind of like comets being born from the factories, tall smokestacks. The star clusters of the Dnipro hydroelectric station and Magnetorsk and Stalingrad burned. The star of the red Putilov machinery plant rose in the north, and after it a great multitude of first magnitude stars lit up. So it's directly referencing the universe there. There were factories, plants, electric stations, and construction sites. You could say that that might resemble galaxies, solar systems. The entire 5-year plan was glowing. And remember, we referenced this as the Fifth Age. Its brilliance drowning out the familiar old sky that had been around since the Egyptians. So now we're entering the Fifth Age. It's taking the place of the time of the Egyptians. A young man who stayed late at the workers' club with his sweetheart quickly turned on the electrified map of the 5-year plan. So it's almost like they already know what's going to happen. And he whispers, "Look at this little red light. That's where the Siberian combine factory is going to be. We're going to go there. Want to?" Almost as if they're maybe planning on going to another planet. A red light could be a red planet, like Mars. And his sweetheart, laughs quietly, freeing her hands. Night, night, night has already been said, lay all over the land. The monarchist Gorbachev was dreaming of an enormous Union card, grown in his sleep. Engineer Panikovsky snored in a train on the top bunk, racing for Kharkov to Rostov, where he had been tempted by a higher pay grade. Now this is interesting. The American gentlemen were rocking back and forth on a wide Atlantic wave. Now in iPad Go, we saw the wide Atlantic wave hovering over the school. Now remember, this novel is from 1931, decades and decades ago, but yet we have similar analogies in here. It's just as fascinating. Bringing the recipe for a wonderful moonshine distilled from wheat mash back to their motherland. So I just wanted to bring these to your attention, you guys. I thought you would, appreciate this. This is all a conglomeration of input from subscribers, and so I always like to recognize the fact that you guys are all part of this process. And so this is where we are to this point. We have a novel that's called out in the animation iPad Go 2 that has many, many, many similarities to Comet Ison that we have identified. We also have the Illuminati cover of this novel. If anyone has any more input on this, on the cover, the art here, please let me know. Now this stood out to me. It almost, someone had mentioned a guillotine. It almost looked like they were sawing someone's head off right here, but I go, well, no, it's one of these dumbbell looking pieces, these items here. He seems to be sawing it there. So there's all kinds of interesting little symbolisms on this cover that I can't even decipher. They mean something, but I'm sure if you read the book, then we would have the answer to it. But it is a long book, so. Anyway, you guys, take care and be safe.